So, first awareness of mental health young, but like how to actually do it. I think I was already a physician before I really understood that, wow, this is something that needs to be done and done well. And then I started looking around and I was like, wow, are we really doing it well? I was trained well. I learned things that I think are important, but are we actually implementing them in society? And not so much. I became aware of the need for mental wellness and mental health because in med school, there's a lot of sleepless nights. And when you start your third year clerkships, you work with the doctors on 24-hour shifts, and then you're still up the next day. I think my longest day was like 42 hours as a medical student in my third year. And you are very aware that that's unhealthy. And in fact, there's like a funny statistic that med students always talk about, and that's the GAF score, Global Assessment of Function. It goes from 0 to 100, with 100 being optimal. The joke is that, medical students never go above 80. So which means you're aware that you're beating up on this group of people that you selected to be doctors in the future. And then you start the process by making it so challenging and so uncomfortable that you're aware that you're functionally impairing them. So I became more aware of the importance of mental health. Honestly, when I thought about this food segment, I thought about it in a very kind of historical way. I thought about it in terms of my mother. I thought about it in terms of being a latchkey kid in Brooklyn. And I'm remembering the role that my mother had, both on my genuine appreciation for food and a development of a sense of taste and a qualitative appreciation for food definitely came from her, while she's also the one who I think helped me develop some of my most maladaptive eating behaviors.
Yeah.
So when I thought about doing the show, all those things just kind of hit me. That's why it's like, they're like, oh, what are you gonna do it on? What are the 3 things you're gonna cook? And I was like, wow, I didn't really think of it that way. But in a way, I think I could try to tell the story with eggs.
Yeah.
So that's why I thought, hey, let's make 3 egg dishes. The main one, which is kind of the scavenger omelet, it's using whatever's in the fridge to enhance just eggs alone as a way of increasing the caloric intake and the potential nutrient content, so that you don't go the route of picking up something along the way to your destination in a fast food joint. When you grow up poor in Brooklyn, you kind of when you grow up with a mom that cooks and you feel guilty throwing out her food, my family calls me the finisher. I finish all the food that's left on the table. George, thank you for coming and welcome to my kitchen.
Yeah, it's a beautiful kitchen you got here.
Thank you very much. I'm excited to show you what I guess I learned to do with eggs over the course of my life, which is not much, but it's what I know, which is making a scavenger omelet and just using the leftovers of what you have. I'm excited to do it, and I'm excited to show you, and I hope it's not terrible.
Let's see what we got.
There was some Chinese food that I had and didn't finish. My kids had burgers and fries, and I think there might be some old fries in there, or uneaten fries in there that might be useful. And I am gonna bring out a new ingredient only because it matters for kids, and spinach. And you could literally finish this whole box of spinach by cooking it with eggs, and I'm gonna show you how to do that as well. We'll put that underneath here for now. I'll take out our eggs. Ideally, getting eggs in a place like New Jersey, if you're willing to drive a little bit, there's farms everywhere, and you could actually get farm fresh eggs. All right, let's cut some cheese. Here's the real beauty of cooking with leftovers and just scavenging in your fridge. You said something before about prepping the food. Do I look like someone who wants to prep food? I don't want to prep any food. But when you're working with leftovers, it's already prepped for you. If I'm cooking and I know I want to have good things and I know there's stuff in the refrigerator that might be on its way out, that's why I love cooking with leftovers. Because leftovers, whether it's something that you prepared yourself, ideally from a previous night, or even if it's food from that you got takeout the night before, you could do a lot of creative things with it, and it could enhance your meal so that you don't have to go out again. Eggs is the only food group that serves as its own sauce.
Yes.
And that's an amazing quality. Like, it's the most concentrated piece of nutrition that's out there. We got our crispy beef going, and we're just gonna throw in all this old French fry cheesy goodness in there, and we'll mix it up. But it's really like one of the earliest places I watched anyone express their creativity. You know, like watching my mom manage a kitchen and the nutritional lives of the whole family. Like that's what mothers do. Mothers are in charge of the whole health of the family, from nutrition to doctor's appointments to everything. And you know, seeing the creativity that she utilized to make all of that work inspires me to feel free in the kitchen to use my creativity when I cook.
I gotta admit, it kind of smells good. I'm starting to get a little bit of that sweet flavor with that funky truffle smell going.
I will simultaneously work on 2 dishes at the same time because you could do that when you're working with eggs. It's all okay. So, you know, you could literally draw with an egg and make art. And it's pretty and it's fun. This is the simple spinach omelet. 2 fistfuls of spinach, 2 eggs, easily digested by even a toddler. I'm not expecting you to be impressed, George, but tell me if you feel overwhelmed by the spinach content just by trying it.
Give it a try. Let's give it a try.
It might be a little too hot still. Give that a wait, but like whenever you're ready.
That's good.
It's simple. It's just a spinach and egg and salt. All right, let's do this.
That's a hefty plate right there.
That's a hefty plate.
I got an interesting aroma right now. There's a lot going on.
Yeah, like it's egg, but it's more than egg, right? Because the egg is the thing that ties all these other flavors together.
There's a lot of good layers in there. Let's take a look inside real quick. That's nice.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Definitely not bad.
The beef comes through nicely too. I'm not upset at this at all. I am not upset at this at all. I'm not a trained chef. I don't know what I'm doing in the kitchen. Like I'm not that interested in knowing what I'm doing. I don't mind playing around. I've made terrible things that I've thrown out. I am willing to take risks because I'm working with leftovers and eggs. So I've been experimental in my development as an artiste with these food products, but like that's the beauty of it. I don't care if it's a fail per se, unless I'm really hungry, and then I don't have to take big experimental risks. But like, you play with it, and once in a while you come up with something that's really like on point, and that's when I surprise my wife with it, and she's like, "Holy cow, you made that?" I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "Whoa, you should really start a restaurant." I'm like, "Yeah, stop." Because like I know I'm just like guessing at it, but like sometimes you hit.
I really enjoy the fact that I haven't ever really tried anything like this before. You know, like I've never tried like a egg omelet with like leftover Chinese chicken, and I'm just like, just the new experience and taste is really good.
So did I kind of throw you off? Were you like holding back? You're like, I hope this doesn't go off the rails.
I was holding back a little bit. I was like, I knew it was gonna be interesting, but I'm like, I might make this one day in my house, to be honest.